Stop wasting your money. How to finally stop overspending and buying unnecessary stuff. In this video, I'm gonna just sit here and we're gonna have a real conversation about what it is that you need to do to take yourself to the next level. So many of us waste a ton of money on things that we don't need. There's some real reasons why we do that, and I'm gonna get into all of it in this video. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, or you need to do it better, well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
Stop wasting your money. How to stop overspending and buying unnecessary stuff. In this video, we're gonna have a real conversation on how to stop overspending and find out all of the real reasons why we do some of the things that we do. If you wanna take it to the next level the same way that I did, you're gonna have to make some real changes, and there's some real reasons why you're already doing what you're doing. So let's get to it in this video. Let's go. So we're gonna have just a real conversation. This is just me and you, and I'm gonna share with you my real stuff, and we're gonna have some real conversations on what it takes to become a multimillionaire. So if you're watching this, you're probably so much like me. You're probably pretty middle class. You're probably living somewhere safe. You're not under a bridge. Maybe you have some kids, maybe you have a dog, but you definitely have some responsibilities and things that you need to take care of. And like most people, we actually spend money on things that we do not need. I literally would go into Walmart, for example, or Target, and just start buying things that I didn't need, containers to put things in, and I'm gonna organize this thing. Or I would see a t-shirt that had a funny thing on it, and I would just buy a t-shirt or things that I didn't need from Walmart. Or maybe I was even in the grocery store going down every single aisle, even if I didn't need something in that aisle, just buying things. Well, we're actually kind of wired to do that as humans. We have this dopamine effect, and we actually like being excited and buying things. I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. But for the most of us, it gives us a rush. There's something that we get out of buying things. So we end up just buying and spending unnecessarily. But for most of us, that's the reason why we're not a multimillionaire. We're too busy buying junk from Walmart that really has no value whatsoever, and we're wasting our money when we can be buying assets. Just think about that for a second. How many times have you been in Walmart or Target or Ollie's or Big Lots or some other store, and you have a cart full of stuff that you do not need? Yeah, quite a bit of times, right? So if you add that up over a lifetime, don't you think you could have probably invested in yourself or your business with that money? Of course you could have. But let's get into why we do some of these things so we can actually change that behavior. So number one, focus on gratitude. I'm just gonna cut right to the chase and tell you, now that I'm a multimillionaire, the reason why I no longer buy unnecessary things is because I focus on gratitude. I realize I already have so much. And this is, again, before I ever became a multimillionaire, I had this realization. I would wake up in the morning and I would be grateful for all of what I already had. I have a nice pillow, I have a nice bed, I have warm covers, I have AC, I have clothes, my PJs are comfortable, I have a TV on the wall. All of these things I already have. And I start my day each morning getting in gratitude for all of those things that I have before I ever enter out into the world, before I ever pick up my phone or my email. So guess what? I go into life with a much different perspective. I know I have everything that I need in my life. So now I'm not wanting everything that I see. I don't see things on Amazon and just want them. I don't go into Walmart and just want things, because I have trained myself and reprogrammed myself to be in gratitude for what I already have. And because I'm in gratitude for what I already have, I don't want a whole bunch of things. So that's step one. Let's talk about the next thing. Number two, check my bank account daily. And again, now we're getting into tangible millionaire stuff. Every millionaire and billionaire that I know, they check their account every single day. Yeah, even on Saturday and Sunday, when we know there's probably not going to be too many changes to the account, we still check the account. One, because obviously if you have a lot of money, you want to keep it and you don't want fraud or someone going into your account doing something. So you're vigilant about your money because you have some. But let me be honest, I started doing this before I had millions of dollars in the account. I got into the habit of checking my account every single day, but not just checking it with a sad face or disappointment, checking it one with the knowing that more money was coming into my account. This is what I was doing. And this was a habit that I was creating as a multimillionaire. I knew that multimillionaires, billionaires check their account daily, and I was going to be one, so I should start doing the same thing. You can do that right now. And this will give you not only an education on your own personal finances, you really start to get super vigilant and start to see all of the money that you spend. Because nowadays, people will tell you, well, there's tricks that you can use where you just use cash. Well, I'm sorry. I don't walk around with cash. I never have, and I don't plan on it. And again, the more money you have, the less cash you want to be walking around with. So I still use debit cards, credit cards, and things just like other people. I'm not going to go to the bank and put myself on a budget and go get only $200. And when the $200 is spent, I'm all out of money. That 𝐷𝐉𝐔𝐈𝐍 stuff. It's fine. It works for some people. But let me tell you, you don't even need to do that. If you look at your bank account every single day, you see what you spent, and it does have an effect. You don't need to have cash leaving your pocketbook or your wallet in order to see how much money you're spending. If you check that account every single day, you will know and you will stop overspending. You will. Number 3, ask, do I need this? That's just an easy question that you really got to start asking yourself more and more and more. And I say this as someone who earns millions of dollars per year, meaning if I wanted to, I could spend $10,000 a day every day, or $2,000 or $3,000 every single day if I wanted to, but that would be silly. First of all, I wouldn't then stay rich because I'm spending all of the money as I earn it, so that's not a millionaire. But more importantly, I would have a house full of clutter and junk, a garage full of stuff, storage units full of stuff. You don't need most of the things that you're buying. Most of us have way too much stuff, too many shoes, too many clothes, too many books, too many this, too many. I know people that have 5 or 6 nail clippers in a drawer. Why would you need 5 of those things? Okay? Right. You get it. Start looking around and thinking to yourself before you buy anything, do I need this? And if the answer is no, put it back. The end. Whoa, I want to teach you for 2 straight days. I am literally doing a weekend challenge, and I am teaching you for a cheap price. Go to 𝗏𝑒𝑙�ls_challenge.com. Super inexpensive to have me teach you for 2 full days on how to grow your wealth using business credit, business funding, and side hustles. I teach you all of this in just 1 weekend with full handouts, scripts, a workbook, and everything. Super inexpensive. And if you upgrade to VIP, you literally get to talk to me for an hour on the phone both days. We do Zoom calls with just the VIP people, and I just do question and answer. So get your tickets right now at 𝗏𝑒𝑙𝑠challenge.com. Okay, back to this video. Number 4, stop shopping. Yes, shopping is actually an activity for so many Americans, so many people. We actually use that as a fun activity, like it's an amusement park. Let's go shopping. In other words, let's go waste money on things we don't need. Well, do you see a whole bunch of multimillionaires and billionaires running around Walmart just buying everything that they can? You ever wondered why they're not in there buying all of that stuff and they have all the money to buy it? Because that's not what millionaires do. We just do not waste our money on things that we don't need. That's typically for poor people. And that's why they say that mostly poor people go to Walmart. It's not to insult. Trust me, I go to Walmart. I love Walmart. But I don't love Walmart. And I'm not in there all the time. In fact, I may only go to Walmart like 3 or 4 times a year. Mostly we go to Walmart for things for our properties. Maybe we need a new toaster or we need a new blender. Things like that. But I do not just go to Walmart and buy stuff. That is called shopping, and that is what poor people do, not millionaires and billionaires. So stop shopping, find some other activity or some other habit to get over yourself, okay? Many of us love that we're going through something mentally and we use retail therapy or we use this instant gratification to get over whatever we're going through. And guess what? There are better things to do to actually be more therapeutic than going shopping, because we've realized that's not therapeutic. It actually just leads to this cycle where you end up in guilt about the things that you bought. So literally, it's a quick dopamine high, which I mentioned earlier. Our brains have these little things, but guess what? I'm gonna tell you the big secret. The dopamine high is not from buying things. It's from the anticipation of it. So guess what? Actually buying things does not fill your dopamine high. You end up just needing it again, and it comes again from the anticipation of having it, not from actually getting it, which is why buying things is the worst thing that you can do. It's not fulfilling, and it doesn't satisfy you. It's a complete waste of your time, money, and brain power. Number 5, what do you really want? And really should be in all caps. This is really the biggest and best way to stop overspending. Once you actually get a journal, even something just as simple as a notebook where you just write in, for example, okay, blank white pages, and you start writing down what it is that you really want, that is going to create what you go for in life, and you will easily be able to stop buying things you don't need. For example, if you really want to become a real estate investor, okay, you really want to buy your first rental property, the next time that you are in Walmart, you're not going to buy stuff that doesn't get you to that goal, because you know what you really want, and you're writing it down every single morning and every single evening. You're putting it on your vision board. You're telling people about what it is that you're doing. You're starting to brand yourself and wear your logo on your shirt and buy hats with your logo and get into your business. So if you're really doing those things, it will replace the other things. So start to focus on what it is that you really want. But for most of us, that's probably the biggest problem. Let's be honest. Most of us just do not know what we really want. That's why we fill our days and our houses with stuff. But if you got clear for just a second, took a moment to get quiet, to get to yourself, and really realize that one day you're gonna die. So what is it that you want your life to look like? How are you going to live? What is it that you want? What kind of relationship do you want? What kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of car do you want to drive? What kind of business do you want to own? What does your day look like? That's what you really want. That's your life, not that stuff from Walmart. I have an awesome surprise for you. You can get all 4 of my books absolutely free. You just cover the shipping. Go to noelle'sbookoffer.com and you can get all 4 of my books absolutely free. Books that I talk about how to become a real estate millionaire, how to become an Airbnb millionaire, how to use rental cars and business credit to become a millionaire, or just how to create a business and get business funding and become a millionaire. All 4 of these books together is a complete education on Noelle and how Noelle has set up her businesses. And again, you can get them absolutely free. You just cover the shipping. Go to noellesbookoffer.com. I just want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle. To your success.